coffee or
It
no?
was really good. Yeah. If I would have had a cup of coffee.
That's what he's going to do.
Tuesday, not green. Time is 3 p.m. on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. Calling to order the Board of Equalization. Today we have with us Commissioners Kelly, Burmeister, Warren, Mixon, and Klug, as well as Bonnie Moore, County Administrator, Kendra Kaler from the Clerk and Register of Deeds Office, Dan Pittman, our County Assessor, and Jeff Meixel, our Treasurer. If you would, please silence your cell phones and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A copy of Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the north wall of the county boardroom. With that, I would like to open to public comments if there's anybody that would like to address the Board of Equalization before moving on to the remainder of the agenda. Seeing none, we'll go to agenda item 5, which is the consent equalization agenda. I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Warren, second by Burmeister. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Motion carried.
Item 6, 6.1 is a public hearing and action recommendation of the denial of tax exemption application form 451A for Bellevue Christian Church, parcel 0106068007, for tax exemption on real and personal property owned by qualifying organizations. Dan Pittman, County Assessor. Welcome, Dan.
Morning, good afternoon. This is the Bellevue Christian Church was located at 25th and Jackson in Bellevue, and before levy date, it sold to a private individual. That individual was offered the opportunity to file an exemption application if they were going to continue to use it as a church or an exempt use, and they didn't do so. So because it left exempt status before levy date, it's taxable for 2025. So if you approve this, they'll get a change evaluation notice.
Thank you, Dan. Any questions from the board?
Is the new owners, are they going to use it for, is it going to a tax exempt?
I mailed a letter to them on October 6th. I told them what would happen if they didn't file an exemption application, and they didn't respond. So they had that notification, plus they'll get a notice from the board saying that they have a protest period where they can question the value of the property. So they'll get 2 notifications.
Okay, do you know if they're going to, new owners are going to be a tax exempt?
It don't appear to be. It's under a private individual's name. I don't see a corporation or anything involved with it.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, thank you.
Any further discussion? Entertain a motion? Or I guess this is a public hearing. Do you want to open it to the public for any comments? Seeing no one coming forward in the public, you're going to close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the recommendation of the assessor.
Second.
Motion by Kelly, second by Mixon. Any final thoughts? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion carried.
With that, we do need executive session, but for now I'm going to place the Board of Equalization in recess so that we can move forward to the Board of Commissioners, and we'll close out the meeting this afternoon with the executive session. All right, so the time is now 3:04. I'm calling to order the Board of Commissioners. Today we have with us Commissioners Kelly, Burmeister, Warren, Mixon, and Klug, as well as Bonnie Moore, our County Administrator, Kendra Kaler from the Clerk and Register of Deeds Office, and Jeff Meixel from the Treasurer's Office. Do once again want to open up to public comment if anybody wishes to address the board. Seeing no one coming forward, we'll move on to commissioners and administrators' comments and announcements. Commissioner Kelly.
Nothing, thank you.
No comments, thanks.
None.
I'll wait for next week.
All right.
No comments, thank you.
I do want to make a brief comment. It's come to our attention, and I want to congratulate Bill Muldoon and Kimberly Cusack and the entire emergency communications team, who this month earned the public safety distinction. Our 911 Center training program is now accredited through the Association of Public Safety and Communications Officials. It's a great honor to be internationally recognized for professionalism, performance, and safety standards. As a board, we're grateful for the dispatcher's commitment to public safety, and the 911 team should be very proud of this certification, as well as all the other work they do on a daily basis. I especially want to thank Kimberly Cusack, who has successfully spearheaded this year-long project. Because of her efforts, Kimberly has graduated from the Registered Public Safety Leader Program. Congratulations on this accomplishment, and thank you for your hard work on the accreditation milestone. We do appreciate it. It's wonderful to see the continuation of building skills, and we're excited to get you guys moving into your new home here shortly as well. So congratulations. Thank you so much for your continued efforts. Just one last comment. Last week we met with, for the Tri-County retreat, meeting with Lancaster and Douglas County as well. Had a good opportunity to meet with their commissioners and lobbyists to discuss priorities and what we want to do legislatively for the next session, and just some of the concerns or issues that we're dealing with and how we might collectively more effectively work forward on those. With that, we will move on to presentations. 5.1, Gross RP Update. Lisa Sheave, Executive Director. Welcome.
Thank you for having me this afternoon. Wanted to provide you with some updates since the last time I was here. So far, we've had 3 landed projects for the year. Those include the Metropolitan Community College campus, Kelly Equipment in Gretna, and the Omaha Steaks expansion. So all 3 landed projects are existing industry. We're excited to have them continue to grow in Sarpy County. We've done 3 headquarter visits. We went out to San Francisco this spring to have some meetings with Google and Meta, and also had the opportunity to meet with LinkedIn while we were out there as well. Had very good conversations with them and continue to be able to work with them here locally as well. Our project pipeline continues to remain strong. Has been a little bit of a slower year, and I'll touch on that here in just a minute, but we continue to have some new to market projects in our pipeline, as well as existing industry. The company continues to work on trying to find different ways to engage with our investor base. We've reevaluated our events for 2026 and made some adjustments, trying to make sure that each time we're hosting different events, we're getting the most impact and the most attendance. So you'll see a little bit of a change in our events going into 2026 as we pared back things just a little bit. Otherwise, community engagement continues to be a top priority for the organization, and we've seen a lot of really great increases in that area. Additionally, our business retention and expansion program continues to be strong. A couple of things that I wanted to share with the group. Each year we go out on these visits and we ask a series of questions that we try to be able to track and trend from year to year. And a couple of things that we just found interesting in comparison to last year was, one of the things that we asked in 2024 was, do you foresee the number of employees at your facility staying the same, decreasing, or increasing? And in 2024, we only had 3 companies that said they thought that they would decrease the employment base at their facility. So far in 2025, we've had close to 8 that have said that they were going to decrease. And so there's just a big shift from year to year. I realize 8 to 3. It's not 6, 7, but it's definitely, that was a bad joke, sorry. But it definitely was a shift. And so we're definitely trying to make sure that we dig into those numbers a little bit more to try to have a good understanding as to why people were seeing a decrease. And we think part of that goes into some of the questions we ask regarding pain points. Regulatory environment has definitely shifted pertaining to our manufacturing. And so I do think that that has been part of it. But we'll continue to look into that and put that into our BRE report, which we'll have at the beginning of 2026. So just wanted to share share a little bit of information with you on some of the visits that we've had. The top pain points continue to be labor costs, the regulatory environment, as I mentioned, and then also just availability to workforce as well. So nothing new, but again, something that we want to keep looking into and see how those numbers maybe have shifted from year to year. The other thing that we continue to have a strong focus on is site development, really making sure that we have a good understanding of infrastructure timelines to be able to meet potential new customers' needs. And so that really rang true to us when we attended a national site selector event at the beginning of October. They're really coming down to risk, readiness, and reputation. So they're trying to find ways to minimize risk for their clients. So understanding timelines. So if it's taking 12 to 18 months for things to get in place, is that going to meet their client's timeline? So understanding what those risks are that are out there. That also lies into readiness, making sure that we understand what those challenges are and can they make adjustments to some of their timelines as well to be able to make that work. And then it comes down to reputation. Are communities wanting growth, and what kinds of growth are they looking for? So we really want to make sure that we've had a lot of really good conversations over the last year about what kind of industries people are supportive of, because you don't want to bring a client into an environment where they're not going to be supported. And so I think we've had a really good time evaluating that, but I also can see that that has attributed to us not responding to as many projects because there are certain industries that we have said we're not going to go after. So I think that's one thing that we have to look at as we evaluate the numbers from previous years as far as what was in our project pipeline to now, because we are making strategic choices to not go after certain industries. So with that, I would ask if you have any questions for me. I'd be happy to answer them, and I'll attempt to not do any more jokes.
You said you had 3 projects you worked on this year, Metro, Kelly Engineering, and what was the third?
Omaha Steaks, the expansion that they have in Papillion.
And those were all existing, and they just were expanding on their own.
Expanding on their own.
So what kind of projects do you go after now, and what kind of projects do you not pursue?
So I'll start with the latter part of the projects that we do not pursue. We had some really clear communication when I first started that animal processing was not something that people were interested in. We've become much more urban or suburban in certain areas, and so that is one particular industry that 4 out of my 5 communities have said that they are not interested. The one that is, we have to be very strategic in where that's going to be located due to other existing industry around it. So that definitely limits the abilities for food processing. But I want to clarify, we are interested in like food packaging, for example. We're just not interested in transforming the animal into something else. So if you wanted to package it, we would be comfortable with that, is the communication I've received. Right now, we are not going after any large-scale, hyperscale data centers. We will continue to support the industries that we have here, but we're not strategically going after hyperscale. So those are the 2 that I can tell you that we're not. The ones that we are going after, logistics and warehousing continues to be a sweet spot for us. We've seen a lot of growth in that sector, light industrial manufacturing and office and financial and defense. Those are the industries that we're very comfortable in continuing to go after.
And you said you gathered this information from the cities?
Yes.
Was there any contact with anybody at the county?
I would say throughout my conversations that we have on regular basis, I mean, we've had different conversations. I don't know if I...
So in other words, no.
I mean, I guess Bonnie does sit on our executive committee. She's aware of our project pipeline that's there. So I guess I try to keep my communication open, but maybe I didn't sit down with someone and have that specific conversation.
Okay.
On the infrastructure readiness, is there indication that SARPI is slow in that area? Are there areas we need to specifically work on?
Infrastructure nationwide is a challenge, and so that is something that we've been trying to make sure that we understand where we have challenges. I think that we're going to continue to need to find ways to increase capacity on the western portion for sewer. Again, trying to understand those timelines and what that looks like, making sure that we have those conversations is going to be important.
As far as data centers are concerned, you said that there's no more interest in that. Is that as far as new clients or with the expectation that the current ones will grow, or is there a specific reason that they had an interest in, I guess, not pursuing?
So the conversation, I just want to preface hyperscale. So those are very large, the very large ones. That is not something that we're targeting right now. We will continue to look at smaller scale because we have hyperscales here. They're going to need smaller ones to help support the work they're doing. So we will continue to look at that and evaluate those. But we were very strategic the last 10 years in going after the large scale. So I just want to preface that that was something that we were not. We will continue to support the existing industry that we have here.
Is there a rate limiting factor on that, like from as far as electricity is concerned or power?
So anytime we receive any kind of inquiry, I work with our partners at Omaha Public Power District to understand what kind of availability would be there.
Okay, thank you.
That's an interesting comment. Maybe you can enlighten me, because I don't understand what OPPD is doing. They can't even come up with 30 megawatts of power to support economic development, is the rumors I'm hearing going around the street. Do you go to their board meetings?
I do go to their board meetings from time to time. I also have a representative on our board that I work closely with. I can't speak to any of their timelines.
And again, I'm not advocating for hyper data centers, but I really find it ironic that the cities would tell you they don't support that kind of development when they're benefited from it every day.
I want to clarify.
We hadn't even paved the streets that lead into these data centers when they were being annexed by the cities. So
I would like to clarify that they never said they didn't support it. They said they were not interested in new large-scale data centers. They continue to want to support what we have here, but they're not interested in trying to attract another large hyperscale data center.
I just don't understand that rationale. Why wouldn't you support something that broadens your tax base and provides your city millions of dollars in revenue for to provide services with a really minimal footprint? That just doesn't make sense to me.
I try to take my direction from each of my communities the best I can, and so that's...
Well, I think the thing that's frustrating, Lisa, is we're your community. It's a SARPI, it's Grow SARPI. It's not Grow Papillion, it's not Grow Springfield. I mean, we all work together in economic development, but we're the ones that are financing the operation. And to get to Commissioner Warren's point, we should be the ones opinion who matter the most, and we're not even consulted. Dave, do you sit on the Grow SARPI board?
I do.
Do you go to the meetings?
As many as I can, yes.
And what kind of conversations do we have at those meetings?
I mean, it's really broad. I mean, they go around and get input and feedback from everybody in the room, just updates as far as what's going on, what priorities are, and then the things that they're working on as well.
Yeah. I mean, here's what I'm frustrated about, Lisa. And it's not specifically at Grow SARPI, but it's just in general, that we have spent the last 10 years putting sewer infrastructure into the southern half of the county to promote economic development. And number one, we can't produce the power we need to support it. That's number one. And number two, there are decisions, or you're getting injects from people about what kind of development we want in this new sewer agency, and the county's not even involved in the discussions. So that's frustrating to me. And I'm not sure what the path forward is, but those data centers bring in millions and millions of dollars in property tax. And then they do all kinds of other things that are really kind of, I would call off balance sheet. But, the amount of the millions of dollars they donate to initiatives like STEM and things of that nature that enhance communities, for them not to be considered something we would, what did you go out to San Francisco for then, if we're not supporting that? I mean, why would you go talk to Google and LinkedIn? And I mean, that doesn't even, that's non-congruent. So, I mean, what'd you go out there for?
I'd like to clarify that we went out to San Francisco to visit with our existing industry to understand if there were things that we could do to help support them here, to understand if there were anything that we could do as far as growth here to continue to support them. So I apologize that it might have come across.
No, that's okay. That's something completely different. I was kind of optimistic that maybe we were going out there to promote economic development, not support ongoing operations. I guess the thing I'm frustrated about is mostly OPPD. We built the natural gas plant out there. It's a huge amorphous structure, and we hadn't even broke ground on it, and we're already expanding it. And yet, we have client after client come into this county and go, I want to put a footprint down here, and we're saying, not yet. Give us 5 years, we'll be able to support you. And then our state attorney general is suing OPPD so they don't shut down a power source that's really instrumental into keeping economic development going in the community. I mean, there's just so many incongruent things going on here, and I'm frustrated that things have really just basically come to a crawl when it comes to attracting new businesses. Where warehousing and things of that nature are great. Pharmaceuticals would be great. There's all kinds of things that would bring jobs, especially when the trends are with AI and everything going away from jobs. I think we'd want to be able to put options like we used to do. I mean, we still have large tracts of land all over the county that we could tie up for future economic development, but it's just not happening anymore, and I don't understand it.
But we continue to work on site development, and that is a piece we're meeting at the beginning of December to talk about what we want to focus on in 2026, and trying to get some land under option is going to be part of that conversation.
Who sits on your executive board?
So Bonnie is a member of our executive committee, Devin Meisinger with Omaha Public Power District, Dustin Snyder with Black Hills Energy, Stephanie Mueller with Metropolitan Utility District, Jim Janacki with Hillcrest Health, and we just had one member step off, and so I'm working on getting someone placed in 2026.
Yeah, it just seems to me, and those are all fine people, but why wouldn't we have like somebody from Peter Kiewit or somebody from Hawkins?
We did, and unfortunately, due to their job changing, they had to step
somebody
off.
that's involved in the economic development community. I mean, Hillcrest is great, but they're not involved in the economic development community. They're involved in providing senior care for aging citizens. You know what I mean? I'm thinking people that want to see, that want to attract, whose companies would benefit from a aggressive economic development plan. Does that make sense?
And I'd welcome the opportunity to sit down with you one-on-one and have a cup of coffee and talk through some of this.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
I just want to point out that, the issues, if there are issues with OPPD, our board should take that up with OPPD. I know they offered to come talk to us, and we should, that really isn't Lisa's purview here. We have Commissioner Klug as our representative, so perhaps Commissioner Klug should get with our board and be sure that the board interests are represented, because we're kind of all telling you something different, and that's probably not fair to you. So we should have we have Bonnie on the board and Commissioner Klug on the board, so we should be a little more united, I think, in our thoughts on what the county's position is on what we want to see happen there so that communication's open. So we appreciate you reaching out to us, and hopefully we can powwow as a board and have a little more unified process on how we do things. And we've heard a variety of things from OPPD, so, those continue to be issues that we need to stay on top of and address with them directly, I think, too. So all good points.
We'll be getting together in January as a board to look at 2026 and our planning, and I'd be more than happy to sit down with you. We'll definitely make this part of the discussion there and be more than happy to grab a cup of coffee and kind of lay out what our priorities are, and we can go from there.
Welcome the opportunity. Thank you for letting me share some information today.
Lisa, I have a question. Mine is on labor. What does the labor market in Sarpy County look like now? It's changed over the last year. And obviously, AI, as Commissioner Kelly mentioned, AI is changing the workforce. And obviously, it was in the news, Amazon is laying off a lot of people. I mean, we've got a big Amazon facility here. So just kind of share what you're seeing in the labor market, because obviously in the past, when we're trying to get projects in here, it was, well, you got such a tight labor market that where are we going to get the people?
So that continues to be the case. And so when we talked about the pain points, when we are meeting with existing industry, that continues to be part of the conversation. And so I think we're continuing to try to find different ways that we can partner for workforce development. I have taken on sitting on the Heartland Workforce Solutions Board of Directors to represent Sarpy. So again, trying to learn about different opportunities of how we can try to be able to expand or develop different partnerships, try to meet with our school districts to try to understand the needs that are there and what the interests are to continue to be able to evaluate it. But unfortunately, the conversation is still very similar in that it is a tough labor market.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Is there any discussion in these meetings about the lack of public transportation?
That continues to be a pain point that does rise towards the top. As we continue to expand certain industries and area, rooftops might not be as close to some of those areas. And so, you're trying to attract a particular workforce, it can be challenging. So I do think that public transportation will continue to be a part of the conversation that we will need to be able to address. As Commissioner Burmeister mentioned earlier about what kinds of things do we need to be aware of, that's probably one piece that will continue to need to be a part of the conversation.
And have you heard anything in your circles about the Department of War and military footprints changing or shifting or mission?
I have not heard any of those pieces, no.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item 6 is the consent commissioner's agenda. If there's no changes, I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Warren, second by Burmeister. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion carried.
All right, item 7.1, resolution 2025-299, cede and transfer jurisdiction of land currently partially located within Sarpy County's jurisdiction to the city of Bellevue, legally described as tax spots 10B and 12C in the northwest quarter section 27, township 13N, range 10E of the 6th prime meridian, Sarpy County, Nebraska, generally located northeast of La Platte Road and Dyson Hollow Road. Applicant, City of Bellevue, Robert LaRocco, Planning Director. Welcome, Robert.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, Commissioners. The request this afternoon is for a 16.02 acre parcel located northeast of the intersection of La Platte Road and Dyson Hollow Road. Property is currently zoned RE, or those portions that are within the Sarpy County's jurisdiction are zoned RE2 district. Those within Bellevue's district are zoned RE, or residential estates. The property owner in question here is proposing to construct a single-family residence on that portion, which is located within Bellevue's jurisdiction. As a result of this, there would this development request, there would be the need to subdivide and rezone the property. And because it's in a split jurisdiction, they would need to go through that process twice, once with the city of Bellevue, once with the Sarpy County's jurisdiction. In an effort to try and simplify matters for this property owner, make things a little bit easier for them, and get them where they need to be going with their construction and development. The city of Bellevue has requested, or on November 4th, requested that the Sarpy County cede their jurisdiction to the city of Bellevue so that we can help these people move forward. Staff finds that the request meets the requirements of state statute, does not have any major long-term planning or revenue impacts to Sarpy County, and is recommending approval of the request per the recommendations, or the staff recommendation report and the attachments included therein. Staff is available for questions if you have it.
Thank you, Robert. Any questions?
No question, just a comment. And I talked to Scott about this a little bit. At one point in time, the board had kind of made a point to let's square up as much as we can. And I can see right on this spot, there'll probably be 3 or 4 more requests that come. And it would be so much simpler if we could just square up maps the best that we can. And
Oh, you're absolutely correct. Bellevue is not the only municipality in our county where these issues come up. There are not a lot, but there are some, and we kind of have to take them on a case-by-case basis. But absolutely, we can continue to work with the municipalities to try and find these and preemptively get those jurisdictions lines moved as we need to.
thank you.
Any other questions? If not, I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Warren, second by Burmeister. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion carried.
Thank you, Robert. Agenda item 8, regular commissioners' agenda is 8.1, resolution 2025-286 is an agreement with Motorola Solutions, Inc. for the purchase of AXS dispatch consoles for the Emergency Communications Department in the amount of $1,153,833. Bill Muldoon, Emergency Communications Director. Welcome, Bill.
Good afternoon. Last year, Motorola announced that they were retiring the MCC 7500 radio console platform by the end of 2029. After that date, they no longer service, stock parts, or warranty the 7500 platform. This platform refers to the hardware, the software, peripherals that enable a dispatcher from their console to access the radio system and dispatch emergency responders. The MCC 7500 platform was introduced in 2007, purchased by Sarpy in 2011. It has 14 years of life. It's received 5 major upgrades in addition to numerous incremental updates. In 2020, Motorola announced its next generation console, the Axis AXS, which is a major structural shift with no compatibility to the 7500. Everyone using Motorola radio consoles will need to move eventually to the Axis by 2030 to be fully supported. The attached proposal is for installation of the Axis dispatch consoles in our new 911 center. The county would continue to keep and operate our 7500s in the old center and replace much later or as needed. The final pricing for Motorola for the 10 consoles is $1,153,833 for the installation of the new system. The price includes a $400,000 discount and timing bonuses if we act on it soon. The system will be operational when we move into the new center in 2027. Recommend your approval. And we do have Nicole Kingston here from Motorola if you had any further questions.
Thank you, Bill. Any questions or comments from the board?
What's the expected life
Well,
duration?
we're going to get in at a very good time and hope to get, another 10, 15 years on the platform. What you don't want is buying, like to equip our new center, buying the old 7500s, which they would sell to us, and then only get 2 or 3 years, and then we'd be right before you again. So, in our opinion, the most economic sense here is to get the full run of the platform. Even though we're relatively new, I think we'd be the 3rd agency in Nebraska. One is undergoing it right now. Somebody else is planning it, but it's a relatively new platform, and we'll get the full run of the updates and their servicing until they replace it with whatever comes next. And I would estimate, based on this past, that'd be 15 years or more, but I can't guarantee. At least Motorola did give us this opportunity or this insight. Sometimes you don't know until after you've bought, or then you find out that they're end-of-lifing something and it's real soon. Motorola's working a lot better to give us a lot more notice. In this case, they gave us about 5 years notice that, by 2030, you're going to be needing to do something. So that's a good improvement on something that costs as much as this does. We want to get the big run out of it.
So what are the significant enhancements in the new system that the old system doesn't have?
Well, it's a whole new platform, and it's a whole new look. The screens are different. They're a lot more configurable. The dispatchers can arrange them to make more sense. There's going to be a running scroll as a part of the screen as to the different units that are calling on different channels. One problem we have right now, just for an example, is we have 3 law channels, 3 talk groups, but when they put out a crime in progress, I like them to put it out on all 3 at once, so they can take a look, see what's going on with the other, if there's something important. Right now, they got to yell at everybody, can I do a broadcast on all channels? Well, this, will be a lot more easier for them to broadcast on all 3 channels a crime in progress. Highly configurable. They can, wherever they're sitting at, if they're on the fire, if there's a particular way they want to see their screens, and it allows for that. And then it's on a new hub, which we hope to integrate the phones and the CAD, and the law enforcement officers now use this hub, where you'll see a lot more of this stuff speaking to each other and seeing it on your screen, as opposed to right now, if it's a CAD thing, you look at your CAD screen, which is, the calls, that are coming in. If it's a phone call, you look at your phone screen. Well, this integrates a lot of that stuff into it. It's what's going to be happening. And frankly, we have a lot of Motorola products now. The law enforcement just went to a Motorola LRMS, and so it leverages a lot of what that we already have and puts it where the dispatchers can see it in a single spot.
So
Nicole, did I do a good job of that? Yeah.
are there subsystems that we're going to have to upgrade that support this, or run parallel to it, that are going to have to interface, that don't?
Well, this is the way it's moving. So, as upgrades come, like we use a Motorola CAD now, and as the next generation of it comes out, it's going to be one of these hub that'll plug and play with the new radio system. So the new radio system that we're proposing here, the new platform, is going to be ready to go for anything that comes down the pike, whether it's the phones, whether it's the CAD, whether it's the reporting systems. This positions us that things will plug and play a lot better and make the dispatchers a lot more in command of the information that's available right there, so they can pass it out to the first responders.
So how much are you going to budget for ongoing maintenance support annually?
Have a 5-year plan already, and it's about $130,000 a year for the ongoing support.
And
The way this stuff is moving too, it's a lot less backroom equipment. It's a lot of updates that they push out to you.
Maintenance?
Yeah, this includes it all.
Okay. Thank you.
I would hope so.
Is all the training and
Training's involved too.
it's all covered?
It's all covered.
It's in there, right?
It's in there.
Okay.
All right,
Just one last question. Do these radios, LMRs, is that what they're called? LMRs, land mobile radios, or are they like walkie-talkies, or when we're out?
This is what the dispatchers use. So it's a microphone, it's a computer, it's the screens.
The consoles, but I mean the mobile.
They're getting upgraded radios now, and a lot of this will dovetail into what they offer too, like the sheriff's office.
So like what the sheriff's has will be, it's compatible with what we have now, obviously, but it'll be immediately compatible with this as well, or no?
Yeah, it'll be more compatible with this because it is it's the latest rendition of the Motorola user radio, and so we'll have a lot more abilities with it with our new consoles.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions?
No.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Warren, second by Kelly. Any final thoughts? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. All right, there's no need for executive session in the Board of Commissioners. With that, all agenda items having been addressed as published, the county board is adjourned, and we'll now reconvene with the Board of Equalization to go into executive session.
Where are you going?
All right, it is now 4:12 PM at,
3:40?
sounds good, 3:40 PM. We went into executive session where our discussion was restricted to pending litigation. I need a motion that we return to regular session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mixon, second by Warren. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
With that, all agenda items having been addressed as published, the Board of Equalization is adjourned.